You're listening to World of WWE, a WWE podcast. Hi everyone, you're checking out the World of WWE podcast. Today we are covering WWE Hell in a Cell. It was a great show. Some matches were predictable, some not so much, but we are going to give it all. We're going to spell out everything that happened to you. But first, I can't do it alone, so please welcome my co-hosts. Introduce yourselves.
What's up, guys? It's Dan. And apparently I'm the only co-host here today.
That's all I mean.
What's up, guys? It's Josh.
All right, we hear from Josh.
What's up, guys? Carlos here.
And Carlos. Yes, thank you guys for joining me. If you are checking us out on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay notified when new content is created. We have a lot of content coming out tonight and tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. And make sure that if you are checking us out on Spotify, that you are aware that we are available wherever podcasts are available, not only on Spotify. You could hear us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and much more. And, of course, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and we're on Facebook. And, by the way, we have our man Josh here is fucking awesome on social media. He's been killing it. So, appreciate all that he does. He's the man that's behind social media. So, thank you, Josh. So, let's get into the pay-per-view. Before we go over the matches, let's get our overall thoughts. Why don't we start with you, Carlos? What were your overall thoughts? What do you give this pay-per-view grade-wise?
I feel like the matches could have been better. The finishes were like really bad. Yeah. I honestly think the only match that I really enjoyed was Bianca and Bayley. That's really it.
Gosh. Okay. All right. How about you, Dan?
It was an okay pay-per-view. It wasn't like a grade A pay-per-view. Like, oh my god, I gotta go watch this again. It was just like, okay. I don't really want to see it again. It wasn't okay, but I don't want to see it again.
Yeah, I feel you. How about you, Josh?
I'm about the same. It was an okay pay-per-view. They had some really good spots, but I didn't like how they used the roll-ups too much. So, again, I think that we should just put this in the garbage because it was a crappy pay-per-view.
Yeah. It felt like, in my opinion, a grade A house show, in my opinion.
It felt like it was kind of rushed. I feel like it was just kind of rushed. Like, okay, we got to come up with finishes. We got to come up with finishes just to please the people. And, well, it wasn't very pleasing.
Personally, I feel like Roman Reigns, really carries the company for pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And I felt like you could tell, when I watched it, I could tell I was missing Roman Reigns because, again, he main events most of the pay-per-views, and you could just tell. When they build it up, it's going to be a good main event. And I find that they're really missing that big build-up.
I kind of just want to say something. I just find it funny because years ago, if you would say this in 2018, 2019, you say Roman Reigns main eventing pay-per-views and people are cheered for him and everything, people would think you're just fucking insane. They would think you're a lunatic.
The problem was that, and we all know this because we've talked about it, we've all said this, Roman Reigns as a babyface isn't good, and I feel like the fans knew he would be a greater heel, so I felt like they were just fucking live, because I remember, I was still Roman Reigns fans, but I could understand. Go ahead, Carlos.
So I didn't like him, through the years 2014, 15, I feel like he, smiled too much, all this smiling, his mic work wasn't really good, but once he announced his leukemia thing, then he came back I just liked him. I just felt so bad for the guy. That then he came back so quick. I just naturally liked him as the babyface for those few months. I think that was 2018 when he came back, right, from leukemia, and then the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it was 2018.
That's when I started he was a babyface still, but I liked him so much. I think it was more respect. I guess, I'm not sure, but yeah.
See, I was always iffy with Roman because when he was in the Shield, I feel like he didn't have to talk, and I don't think they ever even pushed him. When he started talking, I thought he was shit. because, like, again, he didn't get practice.
Anybody
it was
ever,
usually it was
anybody
Ambrose and
remember the
Rollins.
suckering succotash disaster?
Yes.
What was
The
that?
time
yo?
he tripped over his words when he was trying to declare himself into the Royal Rumble, that was also pretty funny.
Or the time that he forgot his line, John Cena had to be like, "Oh, if you want to be a
2017.
if you want to be a big dog kid, you gotta learn how to do a promo." He was sweating. He was sweating. He didn't know what to do at the moment. It's like now he doesn't have to like read off the script. It's like
Now he doesn't even
how
have to
feels.
talk. That's why Paul
Mhm.
Heyman's good for
No,
him.
but
He
he
doesn't
does-
even have to talk anymore.
No, but he does all the talking pretty much.
I know he
Heyman
doesn't
barely
have
talks.
to, though. That's the funny part. That's why Paul Heyman's good for him. He doesn't have to, but he does, and that's what kind of makes him a little bit better, in my opinion.
Yeah, like
Well,
he
here's
does
my
all the
question.
talk.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Like I feel like Paul like feels more relieved because like for Brock he had to do more work. He had to do the talking, like all the talking. For Roman, like he does the fighting and he can talk on the mic really good. So like Paul, like,
Let's be
just
honest,
pretty much-
Brock's voice, if you hear Brock's voice, you don't expect it to come out of his mouth.
Yeah, his voice, his voice cracks are hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
You guys want to hear a fun history fact? Abraham Lincoln supposedly had a really high-pitched, squeaky voice.
Really? Wow, I never would have imagined.
Look it up. It's like if you look up on Google, like what did Abraham Lincoln sound like? People are like, his voice is really high-pitched, and like, isn't that weird to think when you? Anyways, yeah, there's a lot going on here with a lot of the like characters and a lot of the stuff with like Roman Reigns. I like Roman Reigns. I think he's great. I don't understand the storyline though with him and the Usos now, and this isn't how I know they didn't compete on Hell in a Cell, but I do want to talk about it. We saw last week on SmackDown the Hell in a Cell match after Reigns won. Jimmy Uso came down and like raised his hand. My question was, for weeks and weeks, he had this momentum of, oh, I'm not a bitch, I'm not this. What like changed? Because his brother's
So,
him?
so in my opinion, what I think's gonna happen is like I think it's the whole plan. Because look, when was they saying, oh, they can't find Jay? Huh? Yeah, right. There's a plan, and if you guys noticed it, like when Roman like went to attack Ray again, Jimmy had that face like he was ready to super kick him, but like he's waiting for the time. I think the Usos got a plan, like they're planning something out. Because there's no way that so like Jimmy said that Jay didn't even wish him a happy Father's Day. That's cap. It's like that like they're definitely planning out something. Yeah, I feel like Jay is moving more towards Jimmy than towards Roman right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like that they should have, if they're gonna like do it, like don't even like the master plan. Like oh gosh.
No, but they're going like pretty much they're doing what Randy Orton did with the Authority when he went after Seth Rollins. Remember? So he had to get close to them, act like they're all comfortable and safe, and then once the time comes, boom.
Okay.
I guess we'll have to wait and find out, won't we?
Yeah.
See, I think
that's just
about it all is the Bloodline's a really good storyline. But then again, like when you say Bloodline, you're gonna expect Jay or Jimmy to make Roman win. Mm-hmm. And like I was thinking, Ray's gonna have an upper hand. He's gonna go for a 619. Here comes Jimmy, super kicks Ray, and then Roman beats him with the spear, right? That's what I was seeing. So again, when I just seen him raise his arm, I was like, okay, well, that's pointless. Yeah. Like, what made you acknowledge him at all? So I mean, it's just like
Well, I hear both of you guys. I mean, it could be part of the plan where like you keep your friends closer, enemies, whatever. But the only thing is that like the only way for this plan to work would be that Jimmy knew that someone was going to take out Jay, or if they were like, oh, pretend to be upset so that then I can screw over. Like it would have to be like really like, and that's kind of far fetched. But this is WWE, and last question that we're going to go on. Do you guys want to see Jimmy Uso versus Roman Reigns, or do we just want to see them be as stable and just stick together as the Bloodline?
I do not want to see Roman Reigns versus Jimmy Uso.
Okay.
I felt like the 3 matches with Jay and Roman were like so boring, except the I Quit match. You don't need to see that because Roman's just going to squash Jimmy.
Okay. How about
So
you?
I feel like that's just something that I'm not interested in.
I hear you, man. I don't know. How about you, Dan? What do you think?
I mean, I don't want to see the matches because it's like Josh said, it's kind of boring, he's gonna squash them. But at the same time, the stable's gotta end sooner or later. It's not gonna last forever. So it is what it is. Realistically, I could go either way and I couldn't care less, to be honest.
Would you rather see it end sooner, or do you want to see it continue for a longer, maybe until like next year?
I feel like if they're gonna do it right, I feel like technically they should do it longer, so that way when they do end it, it's a bigger like effect in a way. So that way they're not just like ending it so soon to where it could have gotten even better over time,
Yeah.
Kind of like with the Shield.
Yeah, kind of like with the Shield, how it took
Evolution.
years for them to break up.
Even Evolution, I mean, those guys, they started in 2002 as a team, as a unit, and they went on until 2004, and Triple H screwed over Randy Orton when he won the title. Yeah, so, okay, how about you, Carlos? Or do you want to see Jimmy versus Reigns?
I feel like they should all just split up and do their own thing, like the Usos tag team, Roman just on his own with Paul Heyman. I feel like he doesn't really need any backup, honestly, at this point. Like he's doing really good. Like he doesn't even want the Usos at ringside for his matches anymore. He tells them that to their face. He's like, I don't need you out there. So I feel like he doesn't. I feel like every day should just go their separate ways. Like no Jimmy versus Roman. Just like Usos do the tag team thing, and then Roman just goes single ways.
Okay, now I'm going to say one last thing, and then we 100% are going on to the pay-per-view. I do kind of think this whole storyline is stupid, though, because, yes, he's the head of the table. Like, I get that. He is making money. But to be honest with you, how is his making money and paying for his family really affecting the Usos? Because they are going to make money on their own, whether they're with Reigns or not. So working with him because he's making money for the family, that doesn't make sense.
I guess they're being like, oh, Roman, can I get a spot? Can you spot me? Can you spot me $100? Or can you spot me this? Oh,
I don't think, because the thing is, they're millionaires. I mean, it's not like they're fucking like asking for like, oh, can I have 3 pennies? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's stupid. It's like, oh my god, I'm.
Hey, but look, Jay joined Roman, and Jay ended up being main event like almost every SmackDown. Even though he didn't win every match, but
where is he
in
now?
the main event?
And the thing is, it's like he's only main event Uso because Vince put him there for a couple weeks. He's not ever going to amount to. I'm not trying to talk crap, but Usos are a tag team. They're not single competitors. They're never. I mean, I might be a crazy asshole for saying this, but you're not going to see Jey Uso as WWE champion.
A lot of people were like so happy with Edge versus Jey Uso, and I'm like, Edge is going to squash that little bitch.
Yeah,
like you're putting Jey versus Edge.
Edge can't even hang.
And I feel like the Bloodline, their only purpose is to make sure Roman don't lose. Now, what would make sense now you have Jay and Jimmy. So if Edge gets a rematch, he has to look out for Jay and Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
We both know Edge can destroy Roman, but if he goes for Concerto, you got 2 Usos super kicking you in the face. But again, I agree with everybody, and I don't think that the Usos don't need Roman. Roman needs the Usos because the way that they're making his heel gimmick, they're basically making it stale.
Yeah,
because he's the head of the table, but now you need Jay and Jimmy to protect your stupid ass.
Yeah.
So it's taking away from it. I think that it should end right now. I don't want to see it anymore because it's making it like it's gonna make it stale for me. Like by SummerSlam, if it's not over, Roman's gonna go stale. Because
like Brock Lesnar, where it was just like I think Carlos and Josh and I think we all said this, like let him be on his own, let him like not talk so much, have Paul Heyman do it, and just let him dominate. You're right, this whole sort of like, and to be honest with you guys, I think it's like a big tease to fuck with us fans, because when you hear Bloodline, to be honest with you, you're gonna think of The Rock. You're not really gonna think like, yeah, you're gonna think of the Usos, but when you think of Roman Reigns and his family, the number one person that comes to your head is The Rock. And
you're not really thinking of Rikishi or anybody like them.
No.
You know?
Nah, wrestling wise, like once you hear the like the bloodline, you think of Roman, because Roman's like pretty much he's like the main guy right now.
Yeah,
like,
but dude, without
the Rock,
there would be no Roman. Like Roman can, I'm sorry, like he does.
Yeah, but the Rock's time is over now.
Yeah, but like he still was not making the amount of money that The Rock was making. So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. And this was before social media too. So I mean, he has way more opportunities to make more money now, to be quite honest.
I'm going to get haters for saying this, but I think right now Roman is the best champion in wrestling right now, because Roman Reigns is so over, and it's like
he's the most valuable wrestler in the wrestling industry right now. There's no one that could touch him. Like if he got released today, the whole wrestling like thing would go down.
Now, Josh, you are saying in sense of like encompassing the entire like. I'm
talking the entire pro wrestling in the world. Roman Reigns is the only champion right now that has any significance.
Okay.
Now I get it. Kenny Omega, I hate Kenny. Kenny Omega is the most shittiest wrestler in the world, because Kenny Omega is John Cena. Knee trigger, one wing, that's it. With Roman doesn't need to do the spear. Like that guillotine is the best move for him right now, because tap your right out. That's the best. And you can't put anybody on Roman's level right now. Like Bobby Lashley's over, but I find like Bobby Lashley's not the same Bobby Lashley.
No.
That Hurt Lock is the stupidest finisher ever.
I find it funny that both the top heels and both the top champions use the Hurt Lock, or not use it. They both use a submission move.
Yeah, I agree.
Funny.
Yeah,
and also they both technically use the spear. Roman uses the spear and Lashley uses it.
I was gonna say too, and again, like this is me talking shit because I have to, because the wrestlers have done this. But it's also like Roman's moveset. Now I'm not comparing it to anybody. I'm just talking about him, just focusing on him. Superman punch, spear, guillotine.
Well, no, he has the drive-by technically, but
he has those clotheslines that he does.
Yeah, but everyone does
power bombs.
Everyone does a power bomb. I mean, I'm talking about moves that are just like, and he does. He has a couple, but pretty much when you see Roman, you know you're going to see a bunch of those moves.
Yeah, you know you're going to see the drive. You know you're going to see the Superman punch and the spear and all that kind of stuff.
But I will say, I do like the guillotine. I think that's a great submission, because I can understand it putting someone out. If you're putting pressure on someone's neck, they're going out. But I don't know, you guys. I think my problem is I feel like they're really trying to. I really feel like they're gonna try to do Reigns versus Rock, and I don't know if I want to see it, because one generation is gonna end up unhappy. Like if Rock loses, I'm gonna be upset because I don't think Reigns is better than Rock. If Reigns loses, Carlos is gonna be upset because Reigns is like and I understand that. Like it's different generations. So
who said I was gonna be upset? I mean, both guys are good, but I'm just saying Roman's a bigger star right now.
Well, I know, but I mean, you would pick Reigns to win over The Rock. I mean, if you're saying, right? I mean,
because The Rock is a past. Roman is the right now. He's the present. He's the head of the table.
It causes reflection in me.
He's the younger one. He's the one who has like more energy, more power, and everything. Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's pretty much gonna be fighting his own uncle.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have discussed the whole like Roman Reigns family and like his like storyline for the next 12 months. So let's talk about a show he wasn't on, and that was Hell in a Cell. He was away on vacation, so everyone else had to try to take over. And our first match of the night was for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It was inside Hell in a Cell, a rematch from last month's pay-per-view WrestleMania Backlash. The SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca Belair defending against Bayley. Quick notes: I like Belair's attire. It kind of reminded me of Harlem Heat with the little fire, obviously because it's Hell. There's a lot of like street fighting going on here. We saw like a lot of chair shots moments. We saw a moment where Bayley tied Bianca's ponytail to the ropes. And then she ended up like tripping over Bianca's hair and falling on the steps. Bayley ends up biting Belair at one point, and then Bianca attacks Bayley with kendo sticks. We see a moment where they just continue like knocking each other out with chair shots after chair shot. And Belair ends up getting the win after a kiss of death to Bayley on a ladder. Those are just quick moments that stood out to me. Bayley did not win. She came up short. And our predictions, our voting was a little different. We actually, myself, Carlos, and Josh, we all picked Bianca Belair to win. So that's 10 points.
Josh picked Bayley, and I picked Bianca Belair.
Wait a minute. Yep. Sorry, I got your name wrong. Sorry, you guys are correct.
Oh my God! He's trying to make me look like the stupid one picking the wrong pick.
Go to bed, Anthony.
Well, I thought, you know what it was? I gotta tell you, fucking Dan is like a fucking Bayley stan. So when I saw the name Bayley, I probably just thought, oh, that was fucking.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I am a Bayley fan.
Okay, we know. All right, I was wrong. But yeah, So for real, Dan picked Bianca Belair, Josh picked Bayley, and I'm Aaron, Carlos, and I. I don't even know who the fuck I am today. Carlos and I picked Bianca Belair. I'm gonna stop talking. Josh, go ahead. Tell us your thoughts on the match.
Again, I thought it was a good match. Good spots. I really enjoyed the kendo table type thing. I really liked that.
Yeah.
I thought the finish was a little bit slow. I didn't like it was predictable. Like when Bayley rolled, she rolled onto the ladder instead of like pushing the ladder up into her face or her body. So I figured I felt like the finish could have been a little bit better. I'm not mad that Bianca won. But I just feel like the finish was a little slow. Yeah. The kiss of death was really nice. I really enjoyed that, but I just feel like the setup for it was really really predictable.
Yeah.
So.
How about Carlos?
I thought the match was okay. I liked the finisher when Bianca did the kiss of death onto the ladder. But like I said on multiple occasions, I'm just patiently waiting for Sasha Banks to come back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that's right. You thought.
I didn't say she was going to come back tonight, but
No. He did it, which he's been doing for the past pay-per-views. Yeah, you did it for
I didn't say it, not
WrestleMania
Backlash. Not for Hell in a Cell.
No, I'm saying this is the only paper that he didn't do after WrestleMania that is like, oh, Sasha's gonna come back. Sasha's gonna come back.
Yeah. No.
Yo, that was like, fuck this shit, man. I didn't say she was coming back.
Well, no. Also, can I be honest? When Anthony said that you had a prediction for the pay-per-view, I immediately thought, oh, he's thinking Sasha Banks is gonna come back.
I'm like, yeah, she's probably gonna wait a little bit. Hopefully, she's in a Money in the Bank match. Because I feel like if she wins, it fits her really well. Because Money in the Bank, Sasha Banks, I feel like that'll fit her really well.
Money in the Bank, Sasha Banks.
I think she's supposed to be coming
or
back
Liv Morgan
on SmackDown when the fans come back. Aren't her and Edge advertised?
Yeah, Edge,
she's filming Mandalorian.
Oh, so she's probably gonna be. Yep. Okay.
She's doing Mandalorian.
Which, by the way,
she's doing more seasons.
This girl is making it like she's winning an Academy Award. She had like 3 lines in the entire fucking series, and all she did was run around.
Yeah, she's that much of a big deal, and don't
Don't insult her around Carlos,
I'm
man. I'm
sorry,
telling you.
but fucking she's
Her whole
she's
her
so
whole
cool.
good spot was
Because
taking
she
that
has
Boba
an
Fett.
action figure.
She did a whole episode. You better stop.
Yeah, a
Man,
whole episode.
Man,
Wow.
she took down
And
an
she's
overweight,
doing more. And she's doing
fat
more.
version of Boba Fett, and he let her do it. Let's be
Yeah.
honest, guys.
Yes.
Come on. She fought an old fat man who's
Carlos,
bald.
do you even watch The Mandalorian?
Yep.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Sasha Banks is in it, obviously. That's his lover.
I
That's his lover.
I watched every single Star Wars before I started watching that. So
Oh,
I'm
God.
like,
Carlos, I hope
Yeah.
she dies in the show. Okay, hope she dies.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Oh, I think Josh is about to die.
I didn't say that. That was not me. Don't look
Hey,
at me,
if Darth Vader was around, he'd make her bitch.
Oh.
He whipped out his
Uh-oh.
black cybernetic penis. Like, here, take this, Sasha.
I think we're gonna have to find a new co-host, Anthony, because I think he's about to die.
Carlos is gonna call me afterwards. You know, I gotta tell you something, man. I'm not even feeling this.
I'm not feeling Josh no more,
Hey,
man. Not
hey,
after what he
hey.
said.
Carlos, Sasha's overrated. Relax now.
Oh no,
Oh boy.
Carlos, you gotta have a rebuttal, man. You have.
If anybody's out there and looking to join our team, please hit Anthony up.
Well, I guess Carlos is gonna take that L right now. I guess he has something to say.
She has a nice ass. That's all she has.
Well, Carlos thinks about it. We see Bianca Belair backstage, and she just says that she'll give Bayley. Oh, I didn't give my thoughts. I'm sorry. I didn't. Wait, Dan, you didn't even give your thoughts either. Really, you just said.
No, I didn't give my thoughts either.
Go ahead, Dan. You tell me your. Thoughts.
I mean, the match was okay. In my opinion, it was really the only match that actually had a stipulation that was actually worth watching on the actual pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it was fast. At some points it actually did make me think, is Bayley actually gonna win this? But it was like, it was a good match. She had this smart strategy of using her hair against her and all that. It was smart tactics. It was a pretty good match. Just, like Josh said, it was a little slow at the ending, which kind of was like, okay, I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I agree. My thought is, I agree with you, Dan, that this was probably the Hell in a Cell match I was looking forward to the most. But what I noticed about this pay-per-view is it seems like they're doing, although we know now with Raw, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley is happening again, but it seemed like for most of the card, these matches were going to be the final matches in the rivalry. Obviously, Rollins and Cesaro is probably going to continue on, but I really think after this, Bianca Belair is going to move on because now she's beating Bayley since like last year. She's won against her, or no? Did she beat her in January? I feel like they had a little.
Yeah, I don't think Bayley has ever actually
She
really
did.
beaten her.
Yeah, so it's like how many more times can you beat the same person?
Yeah.
So, anyways, next Alexa Bliss is backstage, and she says to expect the unexpected because when you knock on my door, you never know what might answer. So I was a little, intrigued by that, wondering if, someone's going to come out. We were talking our predictions that possible Lily or a possible Sister Abigail was going to appear, and we will get there when the match comes on. Next, we have Seth Rollins taking on Cesaro. Before the match even started, Seth Rollins attacked him from behind. This was a decent match. I mean, I really felt like the WrestleMania match was a bit better, but there was a lot going on here. Some quick notes that I had on it. There's a moment where Seth hit a knee off the apron to Cesaro, and then a springboard knee inside of the ring. Cesaro takes off Seth's glove, and then he shoves it in Seth's mouth. And then we see a moment where Seth Rollins punches Cesaro in the back of the head, and that looked really hurt. And then we see a Falcon Arrow, a cool kick out by Cesaro. Cesaro swings Seth Rollins 15 times, applies a sharpshooter, crossface, sharpshooter again, and then finally Seth Rollins rolls up Cesaro for the win. Let me go with Dan. What are your thoughts on the match?
My thoughts are that it was a good match, but and this is not the only time we're gonna talk about this. This match was good, but the ending kind of ruined it. I mean, a roll up. I mean, at the same time, I get it. You know, Seth's the heel. He has to do whatever it takes. But like, honestly, it made no sense. You're just gonna roll him up just for random reasons. Like, come on, finish the match properly. I hate when they end a match on a roll up, especially when it's on a pay per view. I really hate that. But I mean, besides the ending, it was a good match. Great, fast-paced action, just like they always deliver. So it was an alright match.
I agree with you, Dan. I'll give my quick thoughts and then I'll throw it over to Carlos. I think I didn't mind if it would have been a roll-up, but the part that bothered me was that he was just beating up Seth Rollins. So how was Rollins able to get enough breath and enough? I mean, I'm sure he could take him down, but I mean, he was just stomping on his hand. So for me, it's almost like realistically, can you really with one arm pull some guy over who is like fucking like 200 and something pounds of muscle and like just pretty much if you're being realistically, if you're stepping on your hand, that hand's really not going to be able to do much. So I felt like the ending was unrealistic, but it was a decent match. Really not much else to say about it. Carlos, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was a good match. I'm glad Seth got the win. I was just a little disappointed by the roll-up.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Like Seth, I thought Seth was really impressive in this match, but that roll-up could have gotten a curb stomp. That would have been better. How about you, Josh? What are your thoughts?
Honestly, same thing.
Yeah.
I'm really happy Rollins won, but then again, I hate roll-ups. I think they're dumb. Unless it's like
it's
by
the
your
most
tights.
devastating move in all of sports entertainment.
Wait, I thought the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment was the Taskmaster when he fell into the fucking door.
What?
Look that up, Dan. Type in when
I guess I'll have to look something else up because I don't know what he's talking about.
Type in your Google machine, type in on YouTube the Taskmaster debuts, and you will see what I mean.
Oh, you mean the Shockmaster?
Oh my god, the Taskmaster. I'm thinking of Kevin Sullivan, the fucking Shockmaster.
Wait, Shock? Yeah, I know what Shock. Yeah, I remember he burst through the wall and his helmet came off. I remember what you're talking about. I was like, wait, Taskmaster? What the hell is the Taskmaster?
That's Kevin Sullivan in WCW when he was a part of like fucking the Dungeon of Doom against Hulk Hogan. Sorry, the fucking
what the hell?
had like a fucking thing with the game Master and the fucking Taskmaster and the Shockmaster. Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
sorry, the Shockmaster for all intents and purposes. That's the most dangerous move.
So as I was saying, I don't care for the Rollins Cesaro feud. I think it should end at WrestleMania where Cesaro finally got his moment. I'm pretty sure they're setting up Rollins for Edge at SummerSlam. I'm pretty sure. Because if they said that technically what they're doing right now is they said that Rollins stole it from Cesaro. So you're probably going to see Cesaro versus Rollins again, but I didn't really care for the match.
Yeah.
I don't like Cesaro a lot, but I just feel like, again, yes, he does the swing, and I guess that's all right. But when you see it like tens of times, it just
it takes the magic away from it. I hear you.
It does. Like it again. It's just I just don't like it. I just hope that maybe Cesaro can get a bigger push right now, but
yeah,
I would love to see Cesaro world champion, but it's never going to happen on SmackDown.
I know that would be sick to see him as champion. I feel like if he did the swing, like maybe like at like a pay-per-view or maybe at every other pay-per-view when he's had like one final match. That would make it a bit more special. But so let's go over the predictions. I thought Cesaro was going to win. Carlos thought Rollins was going to win. I think I'm correct here. Dan, you thought Cesaro, and Josh picked Rollins. Am I correct?
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
So right now I have 10 points. Carlos has 20 points. Dan, the man, has 10 points. No. Dan has 20 points. And Josh has 10 points. Okay. Sorry. So right now, Carlos. Oh, no. It's just Carlos and Dan are in the lead right now. And me and Josh are tied. Okay. Next, we have an announcement. Money in the Bank is coming to us not January. Jesus fucking Christ, yeah. Where the fuck?
No, you got that mixed up. January.
July.
Rumble, not Money in the Bank.
Well, with fucking Hell in a Cell in June, who fucking knows what's gonna happen next year? Sorry, everybody. I need to go to sleep. Someone needs to be the new moderator today. Go ahead, guys.
Nobody said anything.
Oh, I'd say.
Yeah, no one said nothing. Like you're just
Okay,
like.
I think someone has to take over here. Anthony's just gonna end up falling asleep.
I think Lily is out of timeout and has come to get me. I think.
Yeah.
All right. So Money in the Bank, July 18th, correct? Is it the 18th?
Yes.
Yes. I think
Fort Worth in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. All right.
That's what she said.
Yeah, listen, and she don't complain. So up next we have Alexa Bliss taking on Shayna Baszler with Nia Jax and Reginald in her corner. And there's a really cool moment where Alexa Bliss does this cool crab-like walk, very different than Bray Wyatt. And it's cool because Alexa's a gymnast, so she's able to sort of contort her body in that way. So pretty much is a lot of more like characteristic type match. We saw Shayna apply arm bars and, she jumps on Bliss's elbow, but then Bliss starts to laugh. And then there's a moment where Alexa Bliss takes control and hits a DDT. And she controls Nia Jax. She starts to hypnotize Nia, and then she makes Nia slap Reginald. And then she makes Nia scream with her, and they both like scream. And then Alexa ends up hitting the Twisted Bliss for the win. I'll start with Dan here. Dan, what are your thoughts on that match?
it was an interesting match. I mean, it wasn't good, but at the same time, it wasn't bad because, you had the hypnotizing thing, which was cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, it doesn't exactly make sense. But it kind of does. I don't know how to explain it. It was an okay match. No really memorable moments besides Nia Jax slapping Reginald because that motherfucker deserved it.
Sure did.
Besides that, I mean, there was nothing really memorable from that match. So it was what it was, I guess.
Yeah, really nothing going there. How about you, Josh? What are your thoughts on?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I actually one more thing.
Go ahead.
I think it could have just been another Raw match, in my opinion. It didn't have to be a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do some more like superstitious stuff, but it was kind of bland. Josh, go ahead.
I want to agree with Dan. I really enjoyed the match though, but again, I really don't like. There was no need for Nia and Reginald to be out there. Like I can't stand Reginald. Again, the producers who's doing the women division should be fired because he doesn't know what he's doing. Like you don't need to do that. I was really hoping it would have been Shayna and Alexa. I'm glad Alexa won. I did not want him to lose at all. Even though I like Shayna, but at the same time, you kind of had to give Alexa this one.
Yeah.
The hypnotizing thing, I didn't care for. I thought it was stupid. I mean, again, I don't know what they're doing.
That he fucking deserved.
I mean, I don't. You go from WrestleMania. Her sitting on top of the Jack in the Box with the Abigail look. Then you go from that to her talking to a doll is amazing. Then you go from that to her hypnotizing people. Well, what?
Yeah.
What? I was hoping for the Fiend to show up. Like, just come on, just give us a glimpse. I'd rather have the Fiend turn off the lights or something.
What did happen to the Fiend actually?
Bray Wyatt's taking time off because of Brody Lee's death. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
But, I mean, at the same time, when he was around, you know, we messed up a bit because I rather, if you guys remember the Fiend, when the last time he was on Raw, well, I think it was before he got burned. Remember when Orton's on the ramp and he's behind him and he's like in his ear breathing, and then so Randy's like, okay, I'm gonna go fight Drew instead, and then like the Fiend's just gone. Like, if you want the angle, just watch him walk backstage. I'm thinking, okay, I don't know if we're supposed to see that, but I thought it was stupid. But we're going off for page here, but I'm just saying that the match was stupid. I liked how Alexa won, but no.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that was something. Carlos, what are your thoughts? This storyline is getting a little, Carlos, what are your thoughts?
I like that Alexa won. I didn't think that it should have been at Hell in a Cell, that match. I feel that should have been like on a Raw or something.
Yeah, I agree. It really wasn't very, like, it didn't do much for the show. I mean, it didn't have to happen and would have been the same effect. Like, nothing really came out of it. For me, my question is, like, with this type of character, like, you have to see kind of how far it goes. Someone like The Undertaker, when he had the Ministry of Darkness, he didn't need to be champion to be in control and have that sort of power. The problem with females right now in WWE is they're not taken super seriously. So when you have this gimmick, it's kind of like the only way for people to stand out in the women's division, it seems like, is if you're champion. Now, I'm not saying that it needs to be that way. I don't want it to be that way. But right now, it's almost as if, like, the only sort of people they consider to be high-level champions are, like, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Asuka. When you look at Alexa Bliss, even though she obviously is an amazing champion, and she will be, I wonder if her character can have this title, and if she does have the title, how that will impact her character. Because her character is all about being possessed by Lily, right? And unless Lily wants the women's championship, there's no reason for her to go after the title. So when you have, like, a character whose only sole purpose is to follow what their, like, possessed, demonic, whatever the hell it is telling them to do, I don't know. I just think the gimmick's kind of, looking at it in that way is kind of corny, because it's like, I don't know, guys. I'm thinking too realistically into this.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I don't think she will not be world champion in this gimmick.
Yeah.
Again, what I think, in my personal opinion, they're only doing this because the Fiend Bray's out. When Bray comes back, like, if she does become women's champion, once, the Fiend will cost her the match. Because I do think the reason why they're doing this is because, like, before Bray took time off, the original plan, from what I heard, was that she was 100% supposed to be Sister Abigail. So she's supposed to control the Fiend.
Yeah.
So I think this is just a filler. When the Fiend does come back, I think the Fiend will cost her the women's title. I think at Money in the Bank, the Fiend will make his presence known. He will cost her the match, which will probably set up a feud between Fiend and Alexa Bliss. But again, just my opinion, but I don't think she'll be world champion in this gimmick, because I agree with you. And there is no point her being world champion, because what's the doll going to do? Unless the doll is Sister Abigail, which we don't even know. But I do like this possessive gimmick, but at the same time, it's like Taker with the urn, right? So, I mean, again, you got to have an angle. So unless they're bringing the Fiend back, I don't think she'll be world champion.
Yeah. Because why would Lily, like, to be, I mean, and again, this is stupid, like, where this is a really dumb storyline. Like, not dumb, but, like, obviously it's not realistic, but, like, if we're gonna pretend like it is and whatever, like, why would Lily want the women's title? You know, like, there was never, in this character development, it was all related to Bray. So it's like,
yeah,
it doesn't make sense why unless she's like, okay, you know what, like I can be the queen. I don't know, whatever. So
Did you guys notice after WrestleMania how Bray had the separate funhouse and then she had her playground? Did you guys notice how weird that was?
Yeah.
Because he kind of like one of the puppets mentioned Alexa Bliss. He's like, we don't see that name here. So it was like, because I like how Bray's going to his characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm thinking the Fiend is like the Fiend dead is what everyone's thinking right now, because like Bray, like kind of like, I don't know, like how they played it off wasn't very good. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but again, yeah. Her gimmick is weird. It's hard to read.
It's definitely for sure very, very, very strange. So let's discuss the predictions for that one. Right now, I have 20 points because I guess, well, we all thought Alexa Bliss was going to win this. So the scoring right now is Josh and Carlos both have 30 points. Dan and I both have 20 points. Next, we have Sami Zayn taking on Kevin Owens. Some quick notes. Kevin Owens was in control to start the match, sending Sami quickly into the corner hard and into the barricade. There's a cool flying plancha by Sami Zayn outside to Kevin Owens. Kevin goes for a senton outside, but Sami Zayn puts his legs up. Sami hits a blue thunder bomb. KO slaps Sami Zayn, but Sami kicks him out of the ring. KO hits a stunner on Sami outside, and then Sami Zayn starts to bleed from the mouth. Eventually, Sami runs KO into the turnbuckles and hits a haluva kick to get the victory. So, Sami Zayn here is our winner. Carlos, what were your thoughts?
I thought it was a good match. It was hard hitting. And I'm glad Sami finally got a win. I haven't seen him win a match in like months.
Yeah, poor Sami. Sami finally got a victory here, huh? How about let's go with my man Dan.
I loved, honestly, in my opinion, it was the best match of the night, in my opinion. It was hard hitting, and I mean, I just love that Sami Zayn actually got the win because my man deserved it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, that's the only really thing I can really say about it, though. I mean, because it was just a good match, you know? It was the best match in the card, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. How about you, Josh? What do you think?
I agree, and I disagree with Dan.
You agree and disagree?
I agree and disagree.
Okay.
I don't think it was the best match of the night, but it was a good match. I really like Sami Zayn. His controversial gimmick reminds me of CM Punk's gimmicks before.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that Sami got the win, but I was not expecting him to win. That's why I voted for Kevin Owens, because, you know, Kevin Owens has been running a lot of steam. But at the same time, I didn't really care for the rivalry.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it in NXT, we've seen it before and time again. And I feel like Kevin Owens isn't mid-card. He is main event. And I feel like Sami could be main event, but his gimmick is all about controversial. And it just like, I look at it, I just see CM Punk. So that's probably why he'll never be in the main event in that gimmick, at least. But I enjoyed the hell of a kick. I thought it was great. I was surprised, like the stunner on the outside of the match was a really good spot too, which I liked.
Yeah.
But like again, the match was predictable. But I really enjoyed it, and I really hope Sami gets a good push and gets his Intercontinental title back, which would be kind of dope because I think he's the best heel champion for mid-card lately. So.
Okay, no, I hear you, man. That's a good thought on it. I don't know how I'm feeling. I feel like you guys said, we've seen this a lot now, and it's almost like, how can we care about it at this point? So I'm glad that it's over, and I hope that it doesn't continue anymore after this.
Hey, it's Anthony from World of WWE, a WWE podcast. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. 1, it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
And welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. That was just a quick break, reminding you to check us out wherever podcasts are available. Now, I don't know did we say predictions for who, like, what the scoreboard is right now for our latest match? I don't think so. So right now I'm in last place. No, I only have 20 points. Carlos he's actually tied with Josh with 40 points. And Dan now has 30 points. So
I love how I was the only one who picked Sami Zayn, and he somehow managed to do it.
Oh, I know. It was crazy, man. Okay, so our next match is for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. The Raw Women's Champion, the Nightmare Rhea Ripley, against the Queen Charlotte Flair. Before the match started, Charlotte Flair tossed the Raw Women's title at Rhea Ripley and hit her. Live action here, we saw Flair kick Rhea Ripley into the barricade. She attacks Rhea's knee frequently during this match, trying to lock in the figure 8. And to do that, she needs to hurt her knee so she can go after it. We see a leg submission that Charlotte applies on Rhea over the top rope. Rhea hits a missile drop kick. Flair hits a natural selection, but Rhea kicks out. Flair misses a moonsault, lands on her feet, and then hits a standing moonsault, kind of like her fiance Andrade could potentially do. We see a moment where Rhea hits the riptide, but Flair puts her foot on the bottom rope. Flair then kicks Rhea's knees into the steps. She goes for a figure 4, but Rhea gets to the ropes. And guys, I'm going to need you to help me figure out, she got disqualification because she slammed her head on a table, or?
She got a disqualification because she hit her with the board that was on top of the table, which is stupid because they've used it hundreds of times in non-disqualification matches or in regular matches, and they've never gotten disqualified. What suddenly makes it a big deal? I don't understand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. I didn't understand either because it didn't make sense. But let's go with Josh. Josh, what were your thoughts?
To be honest, I really didn't pay attention to this match because I just felt like it just was slow. There were some good spots, but I just felt like it was slow. When they said it was DQ, and I was like, why? And I'm pretty sure they did it on purpose, was because maybe they want money in the bank. But at the same time is that, yeah, I'm happy Charlotte won, but that doesn't really help the champion because, the champion should have won clean.
Yeah.
Or maybe Charlotte caused the disqualification or something, but it doesn't make no sense for Charlotte to win by DQ.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't really make sense.
See, I thought she hit her. I thought that she took the camera, hit her in the face with the camera. That's what I thought happened.
Yeah.
But again, I agree with you guys. That makes no sense to get disqualified for. So the only thing I could think of there was the storyline, because Charlotte says you're learning, and then the champion called her a bitch, and it's just okay, well, again, it makes no sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. It didn't really make sense to me either, to be honest, because there is just something was missing, you guys. Something was just not adding up there. And did Carlos get to talk yet? Carlos, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Josh. I didn't really pay too much attention to this match. I just saw the ending. Like when they had all this qualification happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an okay match.
Yeah. It wasn't anything great. It was just kind of, okay. How about let's see. Dan, go ahead, Dan.
I was kind of excited for the match because I thought, this be Rhea Ripley's chance to prove she could finally beat Charlotte Flair. But again, just like the Seth Rollins and Cesaro match, the ending kind of ruined the actual good match that happened. So it was like, it was a good match, but sour ending, meaning it kind of ruined the match for me. So I thought it was a good match until then. It was a okay match, I guess, overall.
Yeah, for me, the ending ruined it because it's just like, that happens all the time, like we said. And also, we do know that they're going to have a rematch, I'm assuming at Money in the Bank. So this match kind of didn't really do anything for me either. So our score now, I have 30 points. Carlos has 50 points right now. Dan has 30 points. And Josh right now has 40 points. I think you guys are. It's weird because I have the lowest. You'll see. We're getting there, guys. One more match. So after the match, we saw Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair fight, and then Rhea hits a riptide. Didn't really do much, but that was kind of there. And we are on our main event. It is the WWE Championship in a Hell in a Cell match. The almighty WWE Champion Bobby Lashley with MVP defending against Drew McIntyre. Here are some quick notes. Drew McIntyre attacked Bobby Lashley with a kendo stick a couple of times. We then see Bobby take MVP's cane and hit Drew with it. Drew hits a white noise to Bobby Lashley on the steel steps. We then see Drew slamming Bobby Lashley from his shoulders down face first onto a steel chair. Bobby tries a hurt lock, but Drew McIntyre ends up countering. Bobby then gains control with the kendo stick. He locks Drew McIntyre between the cell, and Bobby punches away at him. We see Bobby hit a face plant on Drew twice on a steel chair. And then Bobby sends Drew McIntyre with the chair. Drew has a chair with him, and he runs into the referee. Drew hits a future shock. And then MVP ends up getting into the cell and does not allow the referee to count. That's when Drew McIntyre attacks MVP and hits a Claymore. He, meaning Drew McIntyre, sends Bobby Lashley through a table outside. Bobby chokeslams Drew from the apron through a table outside the ring. Gosh, a lot of back and forth action. The end comes when Drew goes for a Claymore, but MVP holds his leg, and in a moment that has happened in pretty much every match on the card, Bobby rose up Drew to retain the title, and now Drew can no longer challenge for for the WWE title as long as Bobby Lashley is champion. So, Josh, what are your thoughts?
Man, I thought it was the best match tonight, and up and towards the ending. Again, I like Drew, but I didn't want Drew to win at all because we don't need another John Cena running around. Honestly, Drew needs time off to redo his moveset. It's Claymore all the goddamn time, and it's like, really, Claymore. Like it's not. Like, you look at his finisher now, it's just this Claymore. That's all he does, is Claymore. And I felt like Bobby Lashley really was weak in this match because he couldn't even lock any of the hurt locks in.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, if he can do it to Braun Strowman, but he can't do it to Drew. And it felt like maybe the whole match was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And I hate so much when there's a manager interferes in a match, it ruins it for me because I don't like that. And it's Paul Heyman, he never got involved with Brock. Never. And it's well, MVP, he's in the cage now. Wow. And when they locked him in the cage, it's well, this is stupid. And it's like Claymore to MVP, and MVP just gets up like 10 minutes later. So when I seen him grab the legs of Drew, I'm just so mad. Like I was picturing maybe it's gonna be like a hurt lock, tap him out, or like grabs him into a spear or the Dominator or something by roll up. And it's like, why? Who's producing this pay-per-view?
Someone who likes to roll people up.
And it's just so it doesn't give good quality.
Yeah, it's just like it didn't make sense. It was almost like, are they just doing it on purpose to keep making the matches the same, or what?
See, I can understand how that would hurt Drew momentum more than a hurt lock or spear or a Dominator. I get that because now Drew is going to have no momentum because he lost through a roll up, which I get.
Yeah.
But isn't that going to make him want to fight for the shot more? So they give him a rematch on Raw for the Money in the Bank. But to me, like, this bad booking.
Yeah. Well, it means that Drew McIntyre probably won't win because he can't challenge Bobby Lashley, and I doubt Bobby Lashley is going to lose against Kofi Kingston.
He can still be WWE. He can still be Money in the Bank. He can still interfere in the match.
He could.
Or he can go after Roman.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Carlos.
yeah.
You start talking. You can go ahead. Go ahead, Carlos. What were your thoughts?
I was saying like, or he can go after Roman. He can jump over to SmackDown and go over Roman.
He could. Yeah, that's true. Money in the Bank, there's no exclusive title. You go after anyone you want. So, Carlos, what are your thoughts on the match?
The match is good. Best match of the night. I feel like it was a good way to end their feud, and just the ending was trash.
Gotcha. Yeah, the ending wasn't good at all. Let's go with Dan. Tell me, how are you doing? What are your thoughts on this one?
Again, same situation that's been happening. It's a good match, but ruined by the ending. It's like, I get it, like the whole MVP tactics. I understand it and everything, but like, it's cheesy. It's getting tiresome. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Same ending gets boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this was the better Hell in a Cell match. I'm tired of both of these men, to be honest with you. So I wasn't really looking forward to this one. And the only angle I had in this match was that I'm the champion and reigning champion of this prediction, but that didn't last. But no, I didn't really care. It was a good match. I'm not going to watch it again. So, it was there. It was all right. So, our final scores. Are you ready to reveal who has won and who has lost? So, coming in last place is your reigning champion, myself. It's terrible. In third place, we have Macho Man Dan. In second place, we have Jumpin' Josh. We're going to create a better one for you, Josh. We're just Double J Josh. There you go. Double J Josh. We have Charismatic Carlos as your new champion of World of WWE. How do you feel about winning this prediction, Carlos?
It's awesome.
Carlos is like, I don't give two flying fucks.
Wait, I'm confused on something. How many points did Josh get?
Josh got, I'm sorry, did I say 60? Josh got 50. Carlos got 60. Dan, you got 40 because you picked
No, I know which matches I got wrong. I thought Josh got two matches wrong, and that was my fault then.
No, you're fine. Josh got the Hell in a Cell match with Bayley wrong.
And he got the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match wrong.
Yep.
And there's only 6 matches on the card.
It would be 30. My bad. I'm not good at counting, you guys. Fuck Christ, I lost. Doesn't matter in what place game what. Jesus Christ. I lost. Carlos won.
I wasn't aiming it towards anybody. I was just like, wait a minute. I thought I was in second place. So I was confused on that because
I thought he said we tied for second place.
I don't know.
yeah, I thought that too.
I have no idea. You guys are. I don't know. I don't care.
You need to go to bed, man. Like, come on, dude.
Carlos is the winner. We will have a rematch with Money in the Bank. How many weeks is that away now? Like,
Let's see. 1, 2, 4 weeks, so a month.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, we have a whole month, and yeah, so it was an alright pay-per-view. Nothing great. I will give it a 1 out of 10 because literally I got nothing from this show. But yeah, I thank you guys for checking us out. We will be back with a Raw recap. We'll have NXT, the recap coming out. NXT TakeOver in Your House recap has just dropped. So be on the lookout for all those recaps coming soon. Do any of you guys have any last words?
Nah.
You guys are so fucking quiet. Hello.
I'm sorry. Before this, you woke me up to do this. Okay, got
Hey
me.
man, we just did a crappy pay-per-view, right? It's not exciting.
It wasn't WrestleMania we're doing here, Anthony.
Wasn't the Royal Rumble.
Wasn't the Royal Rumble. Wasn't Elimination Chamber. Wasn't any of that.
Well, fuck Elimination Chamber because that one sucked too.
It did.
It did. It did.
So,
all right. Well, we didn't do Survivor Series.
We have our Tribal Chief back. It'll be a good prediction.
Yes, we do. Now, Carlos is the reigning champion.
He's the reigning, defending, undisputed champion.
Uncontroverted.
Uncontroverted. What?
What the fuck?
I did say
That's
that.
what Paul Heyman says. It's about Roman.
Paul Heyman is nuts. Yes, Carlos needs a Paul Heyman. We could do a little Paul Heyman soundbite for
Just
Carlos.
go find an overweight, weasel-looking guy. You'll get it.
No. He needs an overweight, weasel, Jewish-looking guy.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Okay, so before we go off the rails anymore, thank you for checking us out. I'm Anna, and we are signing out of World of WWE. Be safe. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.